When the stars feared Earth's silence, humanity spoke in thunder. The stars watched Earth for a long time. They wondered why humans never called out to them. All other beings in space sent messages, showing where they lived and what they knew. But Earth stayed quiet. This silence made the watchers curious. Then it made them worried. Commander Ethan Wright looked out the window of Space Station Delta. Earth glowed blue and green below him. His office was small but had the best view. On his desk, reports piled up about strange energy readings at the edge of the solar system. After 20 years in space service, Wright knew when something wasn't right. These readings were definitely not right. He picked up his secure phone and called Earth. Admiral Reeves, we have a situation. Olivia Reeves sat in her underground office in Colorado. As head of Earth Defense, she rarely received good news. Wright's call made her day even worse. How sure are you about these readings, Commander? Very sure, ma'am. Nothing in our database matches them. They're moving in a pattern that suggests intelligence. Reeves closed her eyes for a moment. Humanity had prepared for this day, but no. One truly believed it would come. Keep monitoring. Send updates every hour. Tell no one else for now. In the Nevada desert, Dr. Diana Collins worked through another night shift at the Deep Space Listening Array. The massive field of satellite dishes pointed at different sections of space, listening for any sign of intelligent life. For 15 years, Diana had heard nothing but cosmic noise. Her colleagues joked that she was searching for ghosts. Tonight was different. At first, she thought she was imagining it, a pattern in the noise, a rhythm that couldn't be natural. She checked her equipment twice, then a third time. The signal was real. Diana's hands shook as she reached for her phone. The government hotline had been established years ago for this exact situation, though most people thought it was a waste of money. This is Dr. Collins at Nevada Array. I need to report a confirmed artificial signal of non-Earth origin. Within an hour, black helicopters landed outside the facility. Across the world, in secret bunkers and hidden facilities, alerts went out. Government leaders were woken from sleep. Military commanders were called back from vacations. Scientists were pulled from their labs. Jack Harper had been teaching a class on advanced linguistics at Georgetown University when men in suits interrupted his lecture. Now he sat in a windowless room deep underground, trying to make sense of the signal Diana Collins had discovered. It's definitely a language, he told the room of stern-faced officials. It uses mathematical principles as a foundation. I can see patterns that suggest communication rather than just data. Admiral Reeves stood at the head of the table. Can you translate it? Harper smiled nervously. Given enough time, maybe. But they're not waiting for us to answer. According to these readings, they're coming here. In a separate facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, the World Security Council gathered. 12 people representing Earth's most powerful nations sat around a circular table. Screens on the walls showed the approaching vessels, 7 of them, each massive enough to be visible from Earth's telescopes despite their distance. Why haven't they attacked? Asked the representative from Russia. Perhaps they aren't hostile, suggested the European Union delegate. The Chinese representative leaned forward. If they wanted peace, why bring 7 warships? Admiral Reeves entered the room with fresh reports. We have movement. The vessels have accelerated. New estimated arrival, 36 hours. The American president looked grim. What are our options? We have 3, Reeves said. First, we broadcast a welcome message. Tell them who we are, where we are, what we know. Second, we show force, deploy our space defenses and hope they back down. Third, we maintain our silence and see what they do. First, what do you recommend? Asked the Indian representative. Reeves didn't hesitate. For generations, we've kept our true capabilities hidden. We've let our radio and television leak into space, but we've never directly messaged the stars. I think there's a reason we've survived this long while remaining silent. I vote we stay quiet a little longer. The vote wasn't unanimous, but it was close enough. Earth would wait and watch. Samantha Lee wasn't supposed to be in the top-secret facility. As a civilian cybersecurity expert, she had been brought in to strengthen Earth's digital defenses. But curiosity led her to a restricted server room where the alien signals were being analyzed. No one noticed when she connected her specialized tablet to the system. What she discovered made her gasp. 20 minutes later, she stood before Admiral Reeves, trying not to show her fear. The aliens' communications have no encryption, she explained. None at all. Every transmission between their ships is completely open. Reeves frowned. That's impossible. No advanced civilization would leave their communications vulnerable. Unless they've never needed security, Samantha suggested. What if they've never faced a real threat? What if everyone they've met has been friendly? The implications sank in slowly. A species that never needed to hide its communications would have no concept of deception, no concept of security, no concept of war as humans understood it. Get me everything you can from their transmissions, Reeves ordered. If they have weaknesses, we need to know them before they arrive. As Earth's governments prepared in secret, life for most people continued normally. Only a few astronomers noticed the new stars that appeared in the night sky, growing steadily brighter. In his apartment in Chicago, Peter Dawson watched the evening news with his wife Karen. Nothing seemed unusual about the broadcast. Political arguments, sports highlights, weather forecasts. Neither of them knew that in 24 hours everything would change. Commander Wright watched Earth rotate below him, its cities lighting up as night fell across continents. He wondered how many of those lights would still be shining this time tomorrow. His console beeped with an urgent message. The alien vessels had changed course again. They were moving faster, arranging themselves in a formation around Earth's orbit. Their arrival time had been updated. 12 hours. Wright sent the alert to Admiral Reeves, then opened his personal locker. Inside was a photo of his daughter Emma. She was 6 now, living with her mother in Seattle. He touched the picture gently. Whatever happens, he whispered, we will not go quietly. Across the planet, in bases and bunkers hidden from public knowledge, weapons designed for this very day were armed and ready. Satellites that appeared to be communication relays revealed their true purpose. Soldiers who had trained for an enemy. They never expected to meet prepared for battle. Earth had been silent for a reason. Now the time for silence was ending, and soon the stars would hear humanity's thunder. When the stars feared Earth's silence, humanity spoke in thunder. The 7 alien ships arrived at dawn. They positioned themselves around Earth like giant sentinels, each one larger than Manhattan. Their surfaces gleamed with a material that seemed to absorb and reflect light at the same time. People around the world looked up and knew that everything had changed. Inside the command bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, Admiral Reeves watched the main screen as the alien vessels took position. Beside her, various world leaders and military commanders sat in stunned silence. All ships maintain position, said Commander Wright through the video link from Space Station Delta. They've made no aggressive moves yet. What are they waiting for? Asked the American president. As if answering his question, every electronic device on Earth activated at once. Cell phones, computers, televisions, radios, all displayed the same message in perfect local language. We are the collective of the 7 suns. Your silence in the void has been noted. Explain yourselves. Jack Harper studied the message on his linguistics console. Fascinating, he said. They've analyzed all our communications and adapted perfectly to our languages, but the tone suggests confusion, maybe even suspicion. They want to know why we never reached out, Admiral Reeves said. Everyone else apparently does. So what do we tell them? Asked the Chinese representative. Before anyone could answer, Samantha Lee burst into the room, ignoring the security guards who tried to stop her. You need to see this, she said, connecting her tablet to the main display. I've been monitoring their ship-to-ship communications. They're completely open, like I said before, but there's more. They're talking about us. The screen filled with what appeared to be alien text alongside a rough translation. Status report on silent species. Highly unusual development pattern. Technological progress indicates civilization age of approximately 10,000 orbital cycles, yet no outward communication. Attempts detected. Possibility of natural evolution of secrecy. 0.0002%. Conclusion: deliberate communication suppression. Query: what are they hiding? The room fell silent as everyone processed this information. They think we've been hiding on purpose, the Indian representative said slowly. Haven't we? Replied the Russian leader. Our governments have debated sending messages to the stars for decades. We always decided against it. Admiral Reeves stood up. We need to respond, but carefully. They're confused by our silence, and confused beings can be dangerous. The debate lasted hours. Some leaders wanted to tell the truth, that humanity feared what might be waiting in the stars. Others suggested lying, claiming technical limitations had prevented earlier contact. A few argued for launching an immediate attack while the aliens still didn't understand human capabilities. As the arguments continued, Peter Dawson in Chicago hugged his wife Karen and watched the alien ships through their apartment window. All around them, their neighbors were panicking. Some packed their cars to flee the city. Others prayed. Many just stared at the sky, too shocked to do anything else. What's going to happen? Karen asked, her voice trembling. Peter held her tighter. I don't know, but we've faced impossible things before. In the Nevada desert, Dr. Diana Collins continued analyzing the alien signals. The Deep Space Listening Array was now pointed directly at the vessels, recording everything. What she found disturbed her. They're scanning us, she reported to Admiral Reeves. Deep scans of our entire planet. They're mapping everything. Cities, power grids, military bases. Can we block the scans? Reeves asked. Not with our current technology, but they seem particularly interested in our communication networks. They keep analyzing our internet infrastructure, our satellite systems. In the command bunker, the debate finally ended with a decision. Earth would respond, but reveal as little as possible. Jack Harper drafted the message, keeping it simple. We are humanity. We evolved on Earth. We develop at our own pace and choose when to communicate. Why have you come to our world? The response came almost instantly to every device on the planet. Communication is the foundation of advanced civilization. Isolated development leads to dangerous divergence. The collective exists to share knowledge across all species. Your silence suggests harmful intent. Join the network, or be deemed too dangerous to exist. In the bunker, Samantha Lee kept monitoring the aliens' internal communications. They're confused by our response, she told the leaders. They expected either immediate submission or obvious hostility. Our middle ground doesn't fit their experience. What are they planning to do? Asked the European representative. Samantha's face paled as she read the newest intercepts. They're discussing a demonstration of power. They want to show us what happens to those who refuse the collective. Commander Wright's voice came urgently through the communication system. Admiral, one of the vessels is moving. It's positioning over the Pacific Ocean. Everyone watched as the alien ship glowed with building energy. On the monitoring screens, a small, uninhabited island appeared in the targeting system. They're going to attack that island, Admiral Reeves realized. Evacuate any research stations or ships in that area immediately. The order went out, but there was little time. 20 minutes later, a beam of light shot from the alien vessel to the island below. When it ended, nothing remained but empty ocean and rising steam. The alien's message followed. This demonstration shows our capability. We seek peaceful integration, but require compliance. Your species' isolation ends now. Connect to our network within one planetary rotation or face elimination. In the shocked silence that followed, Admiral Reeves turned to Samantha Lee. You've seen their communications. What's this network they want us to join? From what I can tell, it's both technological and biological. They share all information, all knowledge, all resources. Their ships are constantly exchanging data. The individual species within the collective seem to have no secrets from each other. That's their weakness, said a quiet voice from the corner of the room. Lieutenant Grace Martinez, the youngest officer present, stepped forward. They have no concept of information security, no operational security, no deception. Admiral Reeves studied the young woman carefully. "What are you suggesting, Lieutenant?" "They want us to connect to their network. What if we do, but not the way they expect? They've never encountered a species that understands secrecy. We could use that against them." For the first time since the alien ships appeared, a hint of hope showed on Admiral Reeves's face. "Get me our best cyber warfare experts and activate Project Thunderclap." Around the world, military forces quietly mobilized. Civilians were evacuated from coastal cities under the pretense of safety measures. In secret facilities, weapons that had been theoretical were prepared for use. Commander Wright received encrypted orders that made him catch his breath. "Prepare lunar defense platforms. Authorization code, Thunder Rising, deep beneath the lunar surface, hidden from both Earth and alien observation. Doors opened on concealed hangars. Ships that no public record acknowledged hummed to life, their crews taking position. Earth was ready to answer the stars, and its voice would be thunder. When the stars feared Earth's silence, humanity spoke in thunder. Time was running out. The aliens had given Earth 1 day to join their network. 12 hours had already passed. In the command bunker, world leaders watched as scientists and military personnel worked frantically to prepare Earth's response. Chief Scientist Alan Foster stood before the Emergency Council. His normally neat appearance was disheveled after working through the night. "We've learned more about the collective," he said. "They are 7 different species united by their belief in absolute transparency. They share all knowledge, all technology, all resources. And all weaknesses," added Admiral Reeves. Foster nodded. "Exactly. Their entire network is built on trust. They have no concept of deception or secrecy. It's not just a cultural choice, their brains seem wired differently. They physically cannot understand why a species would hide information." In a separate room, Samantha Lee led a team of the world's best programmers. Their fingers flew across keyboards as they created the most important code in human history. "How's Project Thunderclap coming?" Admiral Reeves asked as she entered the room. Samantha looked up, dark circles under her eyes. "We're almost ready. We've analyzed their communication protocols. Their network has no firewalls, no security measures we recognize. It's completely open." "What exactly will Thunderclap do?" "It's a digital weapon unlike anything we've built before." Samantha gestured to a visualization on her screen. "When they try to connect us to their network, we'll upload this. It contains millennia of humanity's darkest thoughts, most terrifying, fiction, and most destructive concepts." A programmer named Eric added, "The collective shares information directly with their minds. They have no filters, no way to block unwanted content." "We're giving them nightmares," Samantha said simply. On Space Station Delta, Commander Wright received the final preparations for the counterattack. "Lunar fleet status?" he asked his communications officer. "All vessels ready, sir. Waiting for your command." Wright nodded. "And the station's defenses?" "Online and charged, sir." Wright looked at the alien ships through the viewing window. They hadn't moved since destroying the island. They were waiting, confident in their superiority. "They have no idea what's coming," he said quietly. Around the world, regular people waited in fear. News channels showed the alien ships constantly. Religious leaders held special services. Families gathered close, not knowing if they would see another day. In Chicago, Peter Dawson held his wife's hand as they sat in their basement with emergency supplies. Their neighbors had joined them. Everyone huddled around a small television. "The president will address the nation shortly," the news anchor announced, her voice shaking slightly. When the president appeared on screen, his message was short. "My fellow citizens, we face an unprecedented situation. I want to assure you that your government is responding with all available resources. Please remain in your homes and stay calm. This is not the first challenge humanity has faced, and we will overcome it together." What the president didn't say was that Operation Thunderclap was about to begin. In Nevada, Dr. Diana Collins monitored the alien communications from the Deep Space Listening Array. "Something's happening," she reported. "The aliens are sending more signals between their ships. They're preparing for something." Admiral Reeves checked her watch. "Their deadline is approaching. They're getting ready to either connect us to their network or attack." In the programming room, Samantha Lee made final adjustments to Project Thunderclap. "It's ready," she announced. Across the globe, communication arrays powered up. To the aliens, it appeared that Earth was preparing to surrender and join the Collective's network. The massive ships moved closer, extending connection interfaces that glowed with strange energy. "They're taking the bait," Admiral Reeves said. She picked up a secure phone. "All stations, prepare for Operation Thunderclap. Execute on my mark." On the main screen, they watched as the alien vessels positioned themselves optimally to connect. Earth to their network. Energy readings spiked as the ships prepared to establish the connection. "Now," Reeves ordered. Around the planet, the communication arrays activated, but instead of accepting the alien connection, they launched the attack. Project Thunderclap entered the Collective's open network like a digital tsunami. The effect was immediate and devastating. The alien ships shuddered in space. Strange lights flickered across their hulls. Their formation broke as several vessels drifted out of position. "It's working," Samantha whispered, watching the data stream. "They have no defenses against this. Their network is completely open to us." Through the connection, humanity sent everything the aliens had never experienced: fear, deception, nightmares, horror stories, war strategies, lies, and betrayal. Concepts that had evolved on Earth through millennia of competition and survival. On the alien ships, chaos erupted. The Collective had never encountered a species that thought this way. Their telepathic crew members screamed as human nightmares flooded their consciousness. Fear, apparently a concept foreign to these beings, spread through their ranks like wildfire. In the command bunker, Lieutenant Grace Martinez monitored the aliens' reactions. "Their communications are breaking down. They're panicking. Phase 2, ordered Admiral Reeves. Commander Wright received the order on Space Station Delta. "Lunar Fleet, deploy now," he commanded. Hidden beneath the lunar surface, doors opened to reveal Earth's secret. Ships that had been built in secret emerged, dozens of them armed with weapons based on technology Earth had kept hidden even from itself. These vessels had been humanity's insurance policy, built over decades while the world's attention was focused elsewhere. Wright's voice was calm as he gave the order that would change history. "All vessels, engage as planned. Remember, we don't need to destroy them all. We just need them to understand." The human fleet moved with precision that surprised even its commanders. Years of simulations and secret drills had prepared them for this moment. They surrounded the disoriented alien vessels, weapons charged but not yet firing. In Chicago, Peter Dawson and his neighbors stared in shock at their television as breaking news showed the lunar fleet engaging the alien ships. "Those are our ships?" someone asked in disbelief. "Since when do we have a space fleet?" In the command bunker, world leaders watched the battle unfold. Admiral Reeves stood with her hands clasped behind her back, face grim but determined. "Should we open communications with them?" asked the American president. Reeves shook her head. "Not yet. Let them experience silence a little longer. Let them wonder what else we might be hiding." On the main screen, they could see 3 of the alien vessels retreating, fleeing Earth's solar system at incredible speeds. 2 more were drifting, their systems critically damaged by Thunderclap. The remaining 2 were surrounded by Earth's fleet, unable to escape. For the first time in known history, the Collective of the Seven Suns knew fear. And it had a name: humanity. When the stars feared Earth's silence, humanity spoke in thunder. The battle lasted less than an hour. 3 alien vessels had fled into deep space. 2 drifted with critical damage to their systems. The final 2 were surrounded by Earth's fleet, unable to escape or fight back. Commander Wright directed operations from Space Station Delta. "Status report," he ordered. "No casualties on our side, sir," his second-in-command reported. The Thunderclap program disrupted their weapon systems before they could respond effectively. Wright nodded. And the captured vessels? Our teams are preparing to board. The alien crews appear to be in some kind of shock. In the command bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, world leaders watched these developments with a mixture of relief and disbelief. No one had expected victory to come so quickly or completely. We should open communications now, suggested the European representative. Find out what they want, why they came here. Admiral Reeves considered this. Agreed, but we negotiate from strength, not weakness. On her order, a message was sent to the surrounded alien ships. Your attack on Earth has failed. Your collective has been broken. We are prepared to discuss terms for your safe departure from our solar system. The response came slowly, as if the aliens were struggling to form coherent thoughts. Their message appeared on the main screen. Impossible. Silent species cannot have such capabilities, cannot have such concepts. What are you? Jack Harper studied the message. They're genuinely confused, he said. They can't understand how we defeated them. Let them wonder a little longer, Admiral Reeves replied. Prepare boarding teams. I want to know what we're dealing with. Special forces from multiple nations had trained for years for the possibility of alien contact. Now they put that training to use, boarding the damaged alien vessels in pressurized suits with specialized weapons. What they found inside surprised everyone. The aliens were not the monstrous creatures of human imagination. They were slender, graceful beings with large eyes and delicate limbs. But now they huddled in corners, trembling, many covering their eyes or wrapping their arms around themselves. They're terrified, reported Captain Ben Riley, leader of the first boarding team. They're not even trying to resist. Dr. Diana Collins was brought from Nevada to examine the captured aliens. As Earth's leading xenobiologist, a field that had been theoretical until now, she approached her task with scientific caution and human compassion. They're in psychological shock, she explained to Admiral Reeves after her initial examination. Project Thunderclap did more damage than we expected. These beings have no natural defenses against concepts like fear, deception, or violence. Introducing these ideas to their minds was like introducing a deadly virus to a population with no immunity. Will they recover? Reeves asked. I believe so, but slowly. Their minds are trying to create new pathways to process these experiences. While the military secured the captured ships, Samantha Lee led a team exploring the aliens' technology. It's incredible, she reported. Their tech is centuries beyond ours in some ways, but strangely limited in others. They have no encryption, no security protocols, no defensive systems as we understand them. Because they never needed them, Admiral Reeves realized, until they met us. In Chicago, Peter and Karen Dawson emerged from their basement as news spread that the alien threat had been neutralized. People filled the streets, hugging strangers and looking up at the sky where the battle had taken place. I can't believe we won, Karen said, squeezing her husband's hand. Peter shook his head in wonder. I can't believe we had a secret space fleet. All around the world, people reacted to the news with similar amazement. Celebrations broke out in cities and towns. Religious leaders proclaimed miracles, and governments began the difficult task of explaining to their citizens how much had been kept secret for so long. 1 week after the battle, Admiral Reeves addressed the United Nations General Assembly. Representatives from every nation had gathered to hear her speak. For decades, she began, the nations of Earth have cooperated in secret to prepare for this day. While we fought our wars and had our differences, we also built our defenses together, knowing that someday we might face a threat from beyond our world. Today, I can reveal that Operation Thunderclap was just one of many contingency plans created by a joint task force that has existed since the end of World War II. Murmurs filled the hall as delegates absorbed this revelation. The lunar fleet was constructed using funds hidden in the budgets of space agencies worldwide. The technology came from research that was classified at the highest levels. Many of you sitting in this room were not aware of these projects even as your nations contributed to them. On screens around the world, people watched as Admiral Reeves continued. We now know why our silence protected us. The collective of the Seven Suns has been traveling the galaxy for thousands of years, absorbing other civilizations into their network. When a species broadcasts its existence to the stars, the collective finds them and offers a simple choice: join or be destroyed. They take the knowledge and technology of each new species, making themselves stronger. In a secure medical facility, Dr. Diana Collins made a breakthrough in communicating with the captured aliens. Using a combination of mathematics and simple images, she established a way to exchange basic information. "Why did you come to Earth?" she asked one of the alien leaders, a tall being with silvery skin. The alien's answer was translated through Diana's system. "To connect. To absorb. All knowledge must be shared, all species must join. And those who refuse? Too dangerous to exist. Separate evolution creates divergence. Divergence creates conflict. Yet we defeated you." The alien seemed to shudder. "Impossible. Method. Attacked with concepts. No defense possible." In the alien's large eyes, Diana saw something she recognized. Fear, yes, but also curiosity. These beings were experiencing new thoughts for the first time, like children discovering that the world is more complex than they imagined. Back at the United Nations, Admiral Reeves concluded her address. "We stand at a new chapter in human history. We are not alone in the universe, and now the universe knows we are here. The captured alien technology will advance our science by centuries. The knowledge we gain from studying these beings will transform our understanding of life itself." She paused, looking at the assembled delegates. "But we must not forget the lesson of our victory. Our strength came not from superior weapons or numbers, but from the unique path our evolution took. On a planet where life competed fiercely for resources, we developed concepts unknown to the collective: deception, strategy, secrecy, and yes, fear. We must use these capabilities wisely as we move forward. For now the stars know our name, and they have heard our thunder." When the stars feared Earth's silence, humanity spoke in thunder 1 year after the battle with the collective. Earth had changed in ways no one could have imagined. The captured alien ships provided technology beyond human dreams. Scientists worked day and night to understand and adapt these advancements for human use. Dr. Diana Collins stood in her new laboratory at the International Xenobiology Center in Geneva. The facility had been built specifically to study the captured aliens and their biology. Through her work, she had discovered things that changed humanity's understanding of life itself. "They're not so different from us in basic structure," she explained to Admiral Reeves during her inspection visit. "Carbon-based, cellular organisms. But their brains are wired for constant connection. They physically cannot keep secrets from each other." "Which is why our attack was so effective," Reeves nodded. "Exactly. Imagine never experiencing fear or deception in your entire evolutionary history, then suddenly having those concepts forced into your mind. It would be like us suddenly experiencing a sense we never had before." In another part of the facility, Jack Harper continued his work on the aliens' language. After months of study, he could now communicate with them directly. "They call themselves the Merged," he told Reeves as they walked between labs. "Not the collective as we first translated. The difference is important. They don't just work together, they see themselves as parts of a single entity." "Are they a hive mind?" Reeves asked. "Not exactly. They maintain individual identities but share all thoughts and feelings instantly. They find our concept of privacy completely alien." Samantha Lee had been promoted to head the new Global Defense Technology Division. Her work adapting alien technology for Earth's protection had made her a worldwide celebrity. Today, she demonstrated her latest project to a group of world leaders. "This shield system can protect an entire city from any attack we currently know of," she explained, showing a simulation on a large screen. "We've installed the first units in 20 major cities worldwide. Within 5 years, we'll have global coverage." In Chicago, Peter and Karen Dawson welcomed their first child, a daughter they named Hope. Like millions of other children born after the alien encounter, Hope would grow up in a world forever changed. Schools now taught xenobiology alongside traditional science. Children played with toys inspired by alien technology, and everyone looked to the stars with new awareness. In homes across the planet, families watched a special broadcast from the newly established Interstellar Relations Complex in Geneva. Admiral Reeves, now serving as Earth's first Director of Extraterrestrial Affairs, addressed humanity. 1 year ago today, we faced our greatest challenge and discovered our greatest strength, she began. The encounter with the collective taught us important lessons about ourselves and about our place in the universe. The camera panned to show a delegation of the aliens now called the Merged. They looked healthier than when they were first, captured though they still moved with careful precision, as if constantly processing new sensations. We now know that our silence saved us, Reeves continued. While other civilizations shouted their secrets to the stars, we listened. While they broadcast their locations, we observed. What the Merged interpreted as primitiveness was in fact our greatest strength. Commander Wright, now Admiral Wright, oversaw the expansion of Earth's space fleet from his new office on Lunar Base Alpha. Using adapted alien technology, humans had established permanent bases on the Moon and Mars in just 1 year. Ships that could travel to the outer planets in days rather than years were under construction. We're ready for the test launch, his assistant informed him. Wright nodded and walked to the observation deck. Below, on the lunar surface, sat humanity's first faster-than-light vessel, the UES Thunder. Built using principles learned from the alien ships, it would soon make its maiden voyage to Alpha Centauri. Start countdown, Wright ordered. In Geneva, Dr. Diana Collins sat with the lead alien diplomat, a being named Seven Colors Flowing who had learned to communicate well with humans. Your people return home soon? Diana asked. The alien made a gesture that Diana had learned meant agreement. 2 ships repaired. We'll travel to inform others of changes. What will you tell them about us? Seven Colors Flowing's large eyes studied her. That humans think differently. That silence has purpose. That Merged must learn new concepts to survive. And will they listen? Must listen. Humans showed weakness in Merged thinking. Old ways dangerous now. In her speech, Admiral Reeves addressed this coming departure. Tomorrow, we will return 2 repaired vessels to the Merged. Their crew will carry our message back to their civilization. Not a message of war, but not one of submission either. We offer peaceful cooperation between equals or continued separation. We will not be absorbed. Around the world, people watched with mixed emotions. Some feared letting the aliens leave, worried they would return with reinforcements. Others saw it as a gesture of strength and confidence. After the broadcast, in a private meeting room, world leaders gathered to discuss the future. The American president looked at the faces around the table. If they do come back in greater numbers, are we ready? Admiral Reeves nodded. Our defenses improve daily, but more importantly, we've changed how we think about ourselves and our place in the universe. We're no longer just citizens of nations, we're citizens of Earth. And citizens of the stars soon, added the Chinese leader, referring to the colonization ships being built to expand humanity beyond the solar system. As the meeting concluded, Reeves walked to a window overlooking Lake Geneva. The stars were visible in the clear night sky. Somewhere out there, other civilizations continued broadcasting their existence, unaware of the dangers or opportunities such openness created. Earth would not make that mistake. As humanity expanded into space, they would carry with them the lesson of the Merged. Knowledge must be balanced with security, openness with caution. On the launch pad at Lunar Base Alpha, Admiral Wright watched the final preparations for Thunder's first flight. The ship hummed with power as its systems came online. Its crew, the best pilots, scientists, and diplomats Earth had to offer, boarded with solemn purpose. Launch sequence initiated, announced the base controller. Wright thought about how far humanity had come in just 1 year, and how far they still had to go. The universe was vaster and stranger than anyone had imagined. But humans were adaptable, resilient, and now prepared. As Thunder lifted off the lunar surface, its advanced engines glowing with alien-inspired technology. Wright remembered the words that had become Earth's new doctrine. Speak softly, listen carefully, and when necessary, respond with thunder. The ship accelerated, then vanished in a flash of light. Humanity's first step into a larger universe. A universe that now knew Earth's name and would remember its thunder.